Hello, everybody, and welcome in on this Tuesday morning. I'm Brooks Baptiste here with In Case You Missed It, here from the First Alert Breaking News Desk. We do want to get you caught up on some of those stories that are making headlines in and around Atlanta at this hour, and we have many of them for you. We want to start you with a story out of Gwinnett County where we have learned, we're still gathering new details, I should say, even at this hour regarding a pocket knife attack that left a student and a teacher injured. Atlanta News First Blake Devine has more on what is the latest in this investigation and why parents are calling for change right now.
Is exactly what happened on Monday when a knife was able to get onto Shiloh High School. Yesterday, an email was sent to parents and teachers detailing a fight gone horribly wrong when a student pulled a pocket knife on a classmate, injuring them along with the teacher who tried to intervene. This act of violence with a weapon weeks after the school's clear book bag pilot concluded because of feedback from parents. Instead, district leaders are trying to add weapons detection systems, something Gwinnett schools have already been testing at their high school stadiums.
We're recommending moving forward with installing these at the middle and high school levels. They're more susceptible to internal threats. And so by internal threats, I'm meaning a student sneaking a weapon in.
Neither the student or teacher had to go to the hospital because of their injuries. Meanwhile, the student responsible will face charges. That's according to Shiloh's principal. Reporting in Snellville, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
And also at this hour, we are taking you a little farther south here in Georgia compared to North Georgia, where Fort Moore has been renamed Fort Benning. So let's get you caught up on what's happening here. A Georgia military installation is reverting back to its previous name, but in a different way. The U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth signed an order changing the name of Fort Moore back to Fort Benning, and this reverses an order that was made during the Biden administration where 9 military bases that were named after Confederate officers got new names.
We support the soldiers' families. It doesn't really matter, in my mind, what name is on the sign.
Problem is, when you change something like this, that hundreds of thousands of people go through, and now you change it to a Fort Moore, and it just causes some, emotional issues more than anything.
So this time around, Fort Benning is not named after Confederate General Henry L. Benning. Instead, it's named after Corporal Fred Benning. He was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross for his acts during World War I. Well, how loud do things get in your neck of the woods? And I'm asking you that question because this is a story that seems to be sparking a lot of conversation and even some concern right now among neighbors in DeKalb County. So right now, new efforts to cut down on those loud noises in the city of Decatur. According to our partners at Decatur-ish, the city commission has amended Decatur's noise ordinance, and basically this is what it's going to do. It's going to limit the hours that lawn equipment and generators can be used, and also it has created a universal sound level. So that decibel level is set at 65, and that's what commissioners are saying it needs to be between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. on the weekdays, and also before 9 a.m. and after 5 p.m. on the weekends. Right now, as you can imagine, there is a lot, as this story has been, I should say, there's been a lot of conversation, some confusion, some people questioning whether this was even the best move, but those generators are exempt during those power outages. The changes are set to take effect in July. So you may be saying, okay, is it worth all of that? Well, according to enough people within DeKalb County, it is, which is why those commissioners are looking into this and, of course, amending what has already been put in place, that noise ordinance. So, of course, we'll keep you posted as we learn more about that. But interesting that that's something that they are focusing on right now. If you've ever been in a place where people are there and they are, out doing lawn work on your Saturday morning, that's your one day off, I get it. To some degree, right? All right, well, let's get you caught up on other things that are happening right now. And one story I do want to bring to your attention is one that we have been on top of since Saturday when we learned of the passing of I'm going to call her Atlanta's own, but only because she resides here in Atlanta. But the late great R&B singer Angie Stone, who died in a terrible car crash while she was headed back to Georgia from Alabama. We got a chance to speak with one of her friends and a beloved friend of hers that speaks so highly of her and all of the great things that she's been able to accomplish. I sat down with Jaquetta Williams regarding her friend and her friend's legacy. Man, oh man, we already missed that voice. We missed that energy and that soul that came along with it. Today, we continue to honor the legendary singer and songwriter, neo-soul diva, Miss Angie Stone, who died tragically in a crash over the weekend while leaving Alabama and headed to Georgia. And this morning, we are joined by one of her close friends and a former television news anchor, Jaquetta Williams. You're back home right now.
Right for a minute.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you know, the circumstances,
Yeah.
but good morning to you. It's great to
Good
have
morning.
you with
It's
us.
good to be here.
I have to ask you, you know, when that news came out Saturday, a lot of us who are music lovers, and I can only imagine you as a friend,
Yeah.
it crushed your soul.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't believe it. The person who told me, actually, it was Tawanda Braxton. I had just gotten back from vacationing with her in Mexico. She was having a bachelorette gathering. And Angie Stone's, one of her songs came on. I recorded it, sent it to Angie.
Oh.
She called me back an hour later. We had a great conversation. And then to come back home and get this message that she was gone, it was hard to take, actually. It was
hard
difficult to take, yeah.
And heartbreaking for sure.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your relationship with her and how you guys met.
You know, I cannot remember how we met, but I wanna say it may have been in this studio, in this
Wow.
arena, doing one of the numerous. As a matter of fact, that picture that you're looking at, that with her, me, and Jasmine, that was here. But it was at the studio, and then from that time on, we just were fast friends, sisters. She's the kind of person when you meet her, she's not a stranger. She feels
Right.
like family instantly. And so that was about 25 years that we've known each other.
You had an opportunity to sing with her
I did.
on the stage.
I did.
And I asked you, I said, wait a minute, I know your work, you know, on the air, but you do a little singing as well.
Did a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, what was that like?
When I came to Atlanta, I thought I was going to be a background singer for James Brown, but I ended up working at a TV station, so I cut that. But then, you know, I used to always go to a lot of Angie's shows, and one particular time she was like, come on up on stage, and we kind of sang one of her songs together. And then another time she was performing at a club, she let me sing background vocals for her. So it was it was family. It was fun. She was dynamic. Her voice was unlike any other voice that you have heard. She's been in the music industry for quite a bit of time and worked with the likes of Prince, Alicia Keys, Lenny Kravitz, you name it, she's worked with them. Her writing skills, her singing skills, and just who she is as a person. I'm grateful that we still have the music so that we can hear her voice, but it's hard knowing that she's not here in physical form.
Yeah, this is just a devastating situation,
Yeah.
of course, you know, given how she passed. And we know, you know, she's been through a lot in just the past few years and whatnot,
Absolutely.
health-wise, and that she's been open about it and speaking about it. Let me ask you, what is that one thing that you're going to remember about her most?
How she used to, when we would talk to each other, she would always call us, you know, we're chocolate girls. And, you know, us chocolate girls got to stick together. But more than that, just the love that she provided, the sisterhood, the connectivity. You know, she was in school to go into the ministry. She has a foundation that she was working on. So there were so many things that were upcoming. They were talking about a Girlfriend's reboot. You know, she sang the theme song.
Look, a lot of
people
us
didn't
just
know
found out about that.
I'm like, how did you not know it? How did you not know
now
it?
I can hear it, but when you think of the Girlfriend's theme song, you're like, wait a minute, I don't know who was that singing, but
That's
then
her.
now that's all I can hear.
Absolutely. You know, acting with Beyonce and the like. So, you know, she's had a very colorful, very broad career, and I'm going to miss her.
I know you will.
Desperately. Yeah.
And we all are, especially us being music lovers and whatnot. I do want to get this in that the city of Stockbridge issued a proclamation. How does it know that she is, or how does it feel to know that she's being honored in so many ways?
I think it's well past the time. You know, one thing Angie talked about quite often is her lineage in the music industry and not really getting the kind of accolades she should have gotten.
Correct.
So this is nice to see, even though it's after, you know, she's no longer here.
Jaquetta, it's so great to catch up with you.
Thanks
for being
Of
here.
course.
It's great to have you back in studio. Talk about a legacy that is now being left by the one and only Angie Stone. We have more about her on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. And Angie Stone will be greatly missed for sure, especially in the music world, just given all of the impact that she has had on the music world, on even hip hop as well. When she first came onto the scene in the sequence, or the trio, the sequence, man, oh man, was she a force to be reckoned with, but definitely one that we are going to miss here in Atlanta, here in Georgia, and all across our country. I do want to give you guys a live look outside as we wrap things up here on the First Alert desk, because you know what? Tomorrow is a First Alert weather day. Some big changes headed our way, and we are told that those changes, you'll start to feel them later tonight, this evening into the morning hours. So to pinpoint the timing a little bit better for you, we'll let the pros do what they're supposed to do and what they can do. First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey is going to be here at 11:30 with Weather Where You Are, with more on how those conditions will be impacting you. Stay safe out there. Make it a great one. And remember, we're giving you this live look of Truist Park right now. Yeah, you can see that field is nowhere near ready, but they've still got about a month before the regular season is set to get underway. But you know what is also great? You can watch the Braves on Peachtree TV. We have several spring training games right now if you just want to see some action and get into the baseball spirit. And you can find that on Peachtree TV. We have a full schedule for you and a breakdown on AtlantaNewsFirst.com and the free Atlanta News First app. Make it a great one.